Hey guys, thank you for coming back. Today I will be showing you guys how I like to do my face makeup. I'll show you a few different ways of doing it using different products and different methods. So here we go guys, let's watch. So like always, the first thing we're going to do is prime our faces. I use the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer. Now we're going to go in with the foundation. I use the Clinique Super Balanced Foundation in the shade 3 Silk Beige. Now I apply this by putting a little bit on the back of my hand and a little bit because it is super high coverage foundation and you don't need too much of it. And I grab it with my fingers and I just put little dots on my face. I try to make them as even as possible so when I go in and blend that, it blends a lot easier and better. You don't have spots or blotches on your face. Now I go in with a blending brush and just blend it all over my face. Trying to make my face look as even as possible with it. Using circular motions with this because it's the best way. I don't want long streaks anywhere on my face, so I try to go in with circular motions. Now we're gonna go in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Cream Contour Kit for the highlighting and contouring. You can use any lighter or darker shade concealers that you guys have. I just happen to have this, so that's what I'm gonna use. And I use a concealer brush for this. For the highlighting, I use the shades Fair and Neutral mixed together. And I apply this in a triangle kind of shape. So I go in from the inner corner of my eye towards my temple, and I go down the points of my cheekbone and fill that in. I also apply some down the bridge of my nose and the bottom of my forehead and on my cupid's bow. Make sure you fill it in all the way, make them look even. Then I go in my jawline and I put a little bit of it down there as well. Now for contouring, we're going to go again with a concealer brush. And what I use for contouring from this palette are the shades Java and Light Scope mixed together. And I go in a feathery motion starting in the hollows of my cheek up towards the high point of my cheekbone, creating a C shape towards my temple area, high point of my cheeks. Then I put some on the high points of my forehead, and I put some down my nose, on the sides of my nose. And I also put some on my chin. Basically, you highlight the points of your face that you want to pop out, and you contour the points of your face that you want to hide out. I definitely do my chin because I feel like that's one protruding area. I'm going to use the blending brush for one side of my face to show you guys two different ways of doing this. I put in a little bit of the Maracuja oil that I got from Ipsy, or any oil that you guys like to use, on the blending brush to blend that in and make my face look a little bit more hydrated, and it makes it really easier to do that. This is my first time using a blending brush for blending it in, and I actually like the product, the way it looked. It blended in really well. Then I go in on the other side with a beauty blender like I normally do. This process takes a little bit longer than with the blending brush. Going in the bottom of my eye with the skinnier side, and the rest of my face with the denser side of the brush to blend that better. Then we're gonna go in and deepen the contour. I use a large angle brush with the Tarte Amazonian Clay Bronzer in the shade Park Ave Princess to help deepen my contour. So you apply that everywhere where you did the cream contour. I did it on the side, on the hollows of my cheek, down the bridge of my nose, high points of my forehead, and on my chin. Make sure you blend that out all the way to make it look even and a little bit more natural. Now I'm going to use two different products for highlighting. I'm going to go in with this Model Co Cream Highlight Trio with the lighter shade, and I apply this with my finger. I just go in the high points of my face and blend that in. This is not my favorite way of doing it. I don't feel like the cream contour is my favorite method. I just feel like it doesn't look as natural, and you see a line, a really thick line when you're applying it. Or I've also blended it out all the way at one point when I was using the cream contour where you couldn't see it and I had to redo it. Then on the other side of my face, I'm going to go in with my regular, my Too Faced Candlelight Glow. I apply this with a fan brush, and I'm going to use this on the rest of my face where I highlighted with the cream. I go on my cheek, the high points of my cheek, down the bridge of my nose, and on my cupid's bow. And now we're going to bake. I'm going in with my translucent powder from Flower by Drew Barrymore. I apply this with my beauty blender, and I just apply it everywhere that I use the highlight, the cream highlight, just to set that. After you apply it, you just let it sit for a few minutes. That's the baking process. Let it sit as long as you want, or as little bit as you want, depends how much you want to bake. I'm gonna let this sit for a few minutes and just wait a little bit on it. You can do something else at this point, fill in your eyebrows or whatever else you want to do. I had already done my eyebrows, so I didn't. Now to blend that out, you take your fluffy brush and just blend it away everywhere on your face. I actually use the excess from whatever's left on the brush and just make sure that I set my whole foundation with that. Any parts that I didn't put any powder on, I just apply it, buff it in all the way just to make sure that my foundation is fully set. And lastly, we're going to set it. I'm going to use the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Setting Spray and just apply that on my face, and this is it, guys. All done. So this is it guys. This is how I like to do my face makeup. Showed you a few ways of, two different ways of doing it using different products. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Thank you.